We are reminded that in the fleeting time we have on this earth, what matters is not wealth or status or power or fame, but rather how well we have loved and what small part we have played in making the lives of other people better. Change will not come if we wait for some other person or some other time. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the change that we seek. You can't let your failures define you. You have to let your failures teach you. Keep exploring. Keep dreaming. Keep asking why. Don't settle for what you already know. Never stop believing in the power of your ideas, your imagination, and your hard work to change the world. When times get tough, we don't give up. We get up. Change is never easy, but always possible. When ignorant folks want to advertise their ignorance, you don't really have to do anything. You just let them talk. If somebody is different from you, that's not something you criticize. That's something that you appreciate. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask for help when you need it. I do that every day. Asking for help isn't a sign of weakness. It's a sign of strength. It shows you have the courage to admit when you don't know something and to learn something new. What is important is that we make sure to work together, that we understand our strength comes from unity and not division. If somebody is different from you, that's not something you criticize, that's something that you appreciate. Just because we have the best hammer does not mean that every problem is a nail. The best way to not feel hopeless is to get up and do something. Don T. Wait for good things to happen to you. If you go out and make some good things happen, you will fill the world with hope. You will fill yourself with hope. You have the ability and gifts to do whatever you want. It is your turn now to change the world. Yes, we can. We know that education is everything to our children's future. We know that they will no longer just compete for good jobs with children from Indiana, but children from India and China and all over the world. You can't always come up with the optimal solution, but you can usually come up with a better solution. We did not come to fear the future. We came here to shape it. If you re-walking down the right path and you re-willing to keep walking, eventually you'll make progress. Every single one of you has something you're good at. Every single one of you has something to offer. And you have a responsibility to yourself to discover what that is. That's the opportunity an education can provide. When our interests and values are at stake, we have a responsibility to act. Each of us deserves the freedom to pursue our own version of happiness. No one deserves to be bullied. Don't just get involved. Fight for your seat at the table. Better yet, fight for a seat at the head of the table. One voice can change a room, and if one voice can change a room, then it can change a city And if it can change a city, it can change a state. And if it changes a state, it can change a state. It can change a nation. It can change a nation. It can change the world. Your voice can change the world. Every life must be given the chance to realize its full potential, that every life matters. Money is not the only answer, but it makes a difference. The future belongs to young people with an education and the imagination to create. No religion is responsible for terrorism. People are responsible for violence and terrorism. The thing I know for sure is that at the end of my life, what I'm going to remember is the love I felt for my family and my friends, and whatever good I did for other people. Fear, uncertainty, and discomfort are your compasses toward growth. If you run, you stand a chance of losing, but if you don't run, you've already lost. Transparency and the rule of law will be the touchstones of this presidency. Someday, our children and our children's children will look at us in the eye and they'll ask us, did we do all that we could when we had the chance to deal with this problem and leave them a cleaner, safer, more stable world? Don't shortchange the future because of fear in the present. I accept that people are going to call me awful things every day, and I will always defend their right to do so. While the future is unknowable, the winds always blow in the direction of human progress. The study of geography is about more than just memorizing places on a map. It's about understanding the complexity of our world, appreciating the diversity of cultures that exists across continents. And in the end, it's about using all that knowledge to help bridge divides and bring people together. Religious freedom doesn't mean you can force others to live by your own beliefs. If poverty is a disease that infects the entire community in the form of unemployment and violence, failing schools and broken homes, then we can't just treat those symptoms in isolation. We have to heal that entire community. If you work hard and are responsible, you should be rewarded. I believe in evolution, scientific inquiry, and global warming. I believe in free speech, whether politically correct or politically incorrect, and I am suspicious of using government to impose anybody's religious beliefs, including my own, on non-believers. Peace is not merely the absence of visible conflict. Only a just peace based on the inherent rights and dignity of every individual can truly be lasting. Most people who serve in Washington have been trained either as lawyers or as political operatives, professions that tend to place a premium on winning arguments rather than solving problems. Focusing your life solely on making a buck shows a poverty of ambition. It asks too little of yourself, and it will leave you unfulfilled. We reward people a lot for being rich, for being famous, for being cute, for being thin. One of the values I think we need to instill in our country, in our children, is a sense of usefulness. In other words, are we useful? Are we making other people's lives a little bit better?